So all we've done so far is created a menu. We're going to go ahead and add some content, and we're going to add some posts. Before we do anything else, I would like you to go to Canvas. And on Canvas, I would like you to go to the syllabus real quick and just kind of like skim the syllabus real quickly so that you have an idea. I'm going to let you know there's a syllabus quiz that you guys have to take. It's 3 questions. If you could do that now, that just is really good that you take that syllabus quiz. And then there's a technology agreement that you just have to go into the comments and say agreed, and you'll get 10 points for that. So those are just 2 things I like to have you do like as soon as we come back from break, just so that those get done. Um, they're they're 20 points and they're really easy to get, so just do it. I Like I said, it's really nice if you guys can get those done. I can go into the discussion, give you guys the 10 points, and then once I see that you guys agree to the technical agreement, I will email you guys later tonight the cPanel stuff and how to sign on with the cPanel, and I'll ask that you guys try to sign on before next class. That's all I'll ask you guys to do, and then if you have problems to let me know. And once you do those 2 things, just kind of let me know.
Websites do we make? I'm not seeing it on the syllabus.
2, you're going to make one WordPress.com today, and you're going to make one with your cPanel
Got it.
content. The website that you do tonight for WordPress.com can be Lorem Ipsum or ChatGPT. I don't care. Whatever you want to use. And that's just if you have access to either of those, it's perfectly fine. So with Lorem Ipsum, it's just Latin, so you're not going to understand it. It's just placeholder text. And so you can actually generate 5 paragraphs or 3 paragraphs or whatever. And then there's this little copy button here that allows you to copy the 5 paragraphs or 3 paragraphs or 2 paragraphs, whatever you want to create. Okay, so I'm going to create 5 paragraphs and then I'm going to copy this to my clipboard. Okay, so that I have content that I can work with. Now, it's not real content, it's placeholder content, but also there's a doggo, a doggo Ipsum generator that I always think is kind of funny. Where did it go? Doggo Ipsum. Over, and we're going to create some posts. So if you're in this menu here, which is the customizer menu, you need to click the X and we want to get to the dashboard. And so I'm going to click the X again, and this is the top left until I get this black dashboard here. Okay, with the black dashboard, I am going to create a post. Okay, so I'm going to come here and I'm going to select add new. So if I click on post, the submenus go below the item I selected, and I can add a new post here. I can add a new post over here. Um, Something about dashboards and applications, a lot of times there's more than one way to do something. Okay, so when I say add a post, if you click here to add a post or you click here to add a post, that's perfectly fine. I don't need to have either one. Okay, so I'm going to actually select add a post, add a new post. It's going to open up the availability to add a new post. The add a post title is where SEO or search engine optimization will be looking for our keywords. And so mine is about doggies or puppies that I'm going to foster. So I'm just going to say fostering puppies. Okay, so fostering puppies is my H1. Okay, so if you can kind of remember, the H1 is the first one, and as we go through, you're going to outline your content. That is just a really good accessibility way to do this. And then when I come down here, I can put my cursor in here where it says start writing, or I can click on this little add a block. Well, I've already got my clipboard with 5 paragraphs of text. Does everybody have 5 paragraphs of text? And you're with me, correct?
Hmm.
Thumbs up.
5 paragraphs. Generate.
Okay, and copy it to your clipboard.
Um,
Okay, so then your cursor will be in here, and then all you have to do is Command V or Control V, and that will paste 5 blocks of text. That will paste 5 blocks of text for you. So WordPress creates blocks that we can use, and this is fake text. Okay, so I'm not too worried, but if you wanted to use ChatGPT, either way, I just wanted to have 5 paragraphs that you guys can work with. So everybody should have 5 blocks. If you click on them, there should be a little heads up display for each of them, and there should be a little backward P that tells you this is a paragraph. So this is a paragraph block. Is everybody seeing that? And my Grammarly is going nuts. And it's like, what is going on with this text? Okay. If you look at this within a block, highlight 1 or 2 words. Highlight 1 or 2 words, and then with the heads up display, select the B for bold. So I want you to bold some information in your lorem ipsum. So just so that you know you can bold. Highlight a couple more words and italicize. Okay, so you should have 5 paragraphs. You should have a couple words bolded and then a couple words italicized. Then select lorem ipsum, and in the link here, let's just put in https:// and JCC edu. This little submit button submits that link to the words that you have selected. So this little curve here sets that up as an external link. So this creates an anchor to JCC edu. So it creates an external link. Okay, so we have an external link, we have a bold, and we have an italicized. Thumbs up, and that's using the heads up display for the block. Okay, what can I help you with?
the italicized symbol, I see the.
In the heads up display, you can roll over like the align text, AI assistant, bold, italicize, link. More drops this down to give you all of these wonderful little things you can do. You can actually
Yeah.
add inline code, highlight things, overstrike things. You have then the 3 dots that are vertically here are options where you can actually duplicate this, copy, duplicate it, add a block before or add a block after. You can copy the styles that we have associated with this block. You can paste the styles into another block. You can create groups of blocks. You can lock a block down so that people can't make changes to it. You can create patterns. You can move it somewhere. You can edit the HTML. And this might be something you guys might want to look at is the HTML. It's really ugly HTML, I have to say, but we'll look at it later. The next thing we're
And
going to do is we're going to look at the block, and here in the block, when I look over to the right, okay, it tells me that this block is a paragraph. Okay, this tells me it's a paragraph. This tells me it's a paragraph. So on the right-hand side, it's telling me it's a paragraph. In the heads-up display, it's a paragraph. I have the availability to change the text color, and these are the theme text colors. So these are the colors that came with the theme. If you want to select another color, you click in this area that says no color selected, and this brings up a fly out color picker. Okay, and then with the color picker, you can actually scroll between the different colors you want to work with. And I think I'm going to try to find kind of a brownish color. And you can see that almost hides it in there. So I'm going to try to go. Let's go. Actually, that's not going to work. So it looks like I can pick these. With the color picker, I should be, oh, there, now it worked. I had to pick the color down here first.
The color picker starts out with 0 transparency.
Oh, that was the problem. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so if it's over here, that's why. So that would be more brown color. I'm not sure I really like that. Maybe more of a dark brown. I'm just kind of going doggy brown colors. Okay, so that changes it just for that paragraph. Okay, so that changes it just for that paragraph. I can actually see this is my hexadecimal number, and that is something that I do have the option to change in the customizer later, but I'm not going to change it now. I just want to show you that you can actually change it in a single paragraph, and you can make a single paragraph a different color. Okay, so just go ahead and make one of your paragraphs a different color. You also can change the background of that paragraph. To give it more emphasis. So if you wanted to like make that paragraph really stand out, you could give yourself that. If you remember from Web 110, this is all kind of inline styling, okay? Inline styling is okay if you have a small website, but if you have a website that is 200 pages, okay, and 400 posts, this may not be a good thing to do, okay? It might be a good way to check out styles and come up with the colors that you want to use, but it may not be the optimal way to make changes to your style in your website, okay? You may want to check them out, figure out how they look, and then take them to a global style CSS style sheet. Does that make sense? And instead of like forcing yourself to come back in here every time somebody needs to make a modification. Okay. You do have the availability to select different fonts. So this goes through the default fonts, but then you have all these Google fonts. The one thing I don't like is that you don't really know what these fonts look like until you select it, and then you know what it looks like. It doesn't actually give you an idea of what it looks like. There are some themes that let you see what the font looks like before you use it, but this theme doesn't. It just gives you the generic names, and you would have to go look them up. Hopefully you would already know which fonts you wanted to use from Google Fonts, and you would just go with those. And then you can actually change the sizes, or actually pick a size. And you can do EMs versus pixels too. You don't have to do pixels. EMs, REMs, and then advanced is where you could actually set up some classes. And that's what I recommend. Once you figure out your styles, create classes and then carry those classes across different pages or posts. So play with that for a second. While you're playing with it also, I would like you guys to go into the 3 options or find the little square with the plus to add a block. And I'd like you to add headings on top of all of your paragraphs, okay? And then just type in some words from the paragraph. The other way is to go into the 3 dots and select after or before. And then it will bring up where you can actually type in a paragraph, or you can actually select head. And they're all heading 2s right now. And I'm going to show you how you can make them heading 3s and heading 4s if you want. So above the other 4 paragraphs, just put in headings. And the last 2, on the 3rd one where it says heading 2, click on the H2 and make it an H3. And then on the last one where it says H2, make it an H4. And if you think about accessibility, you should have H1, H2s, H3s, H4s. You shouldn't jump from H1 to H4. Coding wise, you can do it, but accessibility wise and for readers, it makes it confusing for somebody that needs it for accessibility purposes. So be careful doing that. Again, you can also make changes to the colors and fonts with the styling over here because it brings up the heads up display. And you can come over here and make the font changes to something crazy. Let me see if I can think of something. That's not too crazy.
How do you make that little bar come up again?
Okay, just rolling over this, clicking on it, it makes it come up.
Rolling.
So as I take my cursor,
Okay.
My cursor brings that up, and then it also brings up where I can make the styling changes here. And once you're done, there's a big blue publish button at the very top. Just go ahead and publish it and publish. And it should come up with your first post is published. Congratulations, you did it. View your post and see what it looks like on your site. So if you click here, it takes it and shows you what it looks like on your site. And this is under my puppy news. Okay. I can go back to my dashboard. I have this bar across the top. I can also go back to my dashboard and it'll take me back to where I was with the post. And now if I look at post, I should see that fostering puppies was a minute ago. And if I need to edit it, the three little dots here lets me edit it, view it. If there's stats, I can see some stats. I can copy the post and make another post. If I click on it, it should open it back up so that I can edit it. If I want to go back to the dashboard, all I have to do is find the W in the top left corner here, and I should be able to go back to the dashboard and see the dashboard.
Hate to ask, but how did you get the H1 business in your box?
Okay, so I will go back and edit it. So H1 is only this. Okay, you
Right.
don't want any more H1s besides the title. But the H2s, like to bring these up, when you come between two paragraphs, if you just slowly move your cursor down about the center, it should say add a block. And it's this little square with a plus in the center. And if you click that, it shows you the blocks that are available, and heading is, so this is an H1 through an H6 that you can add. But if you add a heading, it normally adds an H2 for you, so that it thinks you want to add an H2 because you already have an H1. Okay, because normally you only have one H1 on a page, but you could put it on another H1 if you want it, but it would make it feel like you were separating the content.
Well, for
So
some reason, I'm not getting a plus sign.
you're not getting a plus sign.
I had the same problem too.
And what'd you have to do? You can also,
I had to use the
Okay.
add above or add before. I mean,
okay, so there is that option where you can
Yeah.
actually select the three dots here on let's say your paragraph here, the three dots, and you
Okay.
can add before. This adds a block before, and this adds a block after.
after that, you just highlight the block that it adds above your paragraph, and you can click on the paragraph icon and change it to a heading.
Yeah, that's true too. You can do that. You can click on this to change it to any of these. And you can also add a list in here if you want it. You have the availability to move them um, as part of a list or on the other side of a list. Um, Once you have a block established, um, there are arrow keys with the blocks that allow you to move the blocks up and down and around. Or you can click the six-headed arrow and drag the blocks till you see a blue line and let go. So on the heads-up display, the six-headed dot allows you to move a block up and down. The arrows let you move it up and down. Okay, once you're done, go ahead and save it again. If you haven't published it, go ahead and save and publish it. I'm going to have you guys create 2 more posts. So if you want to go ahead and go back and create new posts, you also have the availability when you're in a post, when you've saved it, the first time it allows you to create another post. But you can also go back here, add new here, add a new post here, add a new post here. And then just name, I'm going to just do 2 puppies. And again, I probably don't still have that on my clipboard. Oh, I did. If you have your 5 paragraphs on your clipboard, just put your 5 paragraphs in there and then put in some headings. You don't have to put a lot of headings like we did last time, but just put in a couple just so that I know you guys feel comfortable putting in headings. If you have a block you don't want, you can also do the 3 dots, scroll to the bottom and delete the block. So you can also add blocks and delete blocks through the 3 dots. Just scroll to the bottom and delete blocks. In between one of yours, I would also like you to grab an image. So image is one of the options that you can put in. And you can get an image. You can select an image from Pixel, Free Image, Openverse, Google Photos, whatever you have on your computer. I usually do the free ones and then just search for puppies. Oh, there's 2 puppies. Oh, how perfect. So when you insert it, it also puts in the attribution associated with it, so you know you're always doing the right attribution with it. And then there's these little handles that allow you to size it, make it bigger, make it smaller. So it allows you to manipulate your images. It allows you, with the heads-up display, to make them duotone. Oh, that's the ugliest duotone. But yeah, you can change duotones, go back to the original colors. You can work on some shadowing if you want. There's lots of fun things that you can do with the images. The one thing that the alignment does is I would definitely play with the left and the right alignment and the center aligning, just kind of see what it does. And then the wide width. Um, so you can actually see where you could actually get a nice big hero image or a full width. I think the full width and the wide width are about the same. But I actually do like seeing it aligned to the right or the left. And honestly, mine got so big because, and where it displays via the right or left alignment, like floating to the left or right, is based on the theme. So some themes like this one are going to push it all the way to the browser left or the browser right, unlike some other themes that might actually put it inside the content here. With images, you always want to fill out your alt text, and these are two puppies sitting in, it looks like a field of leaves or flowers, I can't tell. I'm going to say flowers.
Where did you get the puppies?
So when I went to pixels, so I came between this, or I went to like here, and I did before, I add it before, and then with this add a block, I just looked for images, so you can search for the word image. And then when I select an image, so it says upload an image. So you always have the option to upload an image, but I'm going to select an image from one of the free sources. So I did pixel free photos and typed in puppies. Let's see if that comes up. Oh, that one's pretty dang cute. That one's pretty cute too. And then you can size your image to whatever you want it to be, and then have it placed wherever you want it to be. Did that help?
Well, I'm not getting my little box to come up again.
If you want to get rid of the ones, you just go to the three dots and trash the posts. The posts that go into the trash will be something that you can pull back up later if you think you might use them. There's evergreen content, and then there's content that is seasonal content. And so sometimes you don't want seasonal content out there all the time. So seasonal content you might push into the trash and then decide, oh, okay, now I want to restore it. And then you can restore it and you can maybe update it for this year's season. So there is the availability to do that. You also have the availability to delete it permanently. So if you go into the trash and delete it permanently, you can go get rid of all of those if they are not associated or even part of your website. So you will create 3 posts. We did a menu, and you will have all the pages that we created in the menu. You will go ahead and make sure that once your website is up and running, that I can go look at it. And for me to be able to look at it, you're going to have to see the front of the website, and this launch site is going to have to be clicked. Okay, that launch site is going to have to be clicked. Okay, this is going to try to upsell you when you launch the website. Please, 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 please don't purchase anything. Scroll all the way to the bottom and skip purchase. Okay, this is the URL I want you to give me. It should be the name of your website .wordpress.com. Okay, and the name of your website should be up here too. So you should be able to find the name of your website up here, and that's what you're going to give me in the assignment up here. If you give me this whole thing, that's not going to be it, but if you give me this last part, that is your website. Okay, this is the website that I need, but you can also click this and go to the front of the website and give me that. So if you visit the website, or look at this, the front of the website, I should just get this part right here. That's all I need. And that is your assignment 1. Okay, that's all I really need for assignment 1. What I'm going to do with you guys, since you guys are here, is let you guys have time to go ahead. And if you update some of the pages, that's perfectly fine. After I grade your assignment, I'm going to have you guys, you can delete it next Tuesday if you want. You don't have to keep it out there. But if you want to go ahead with the assignment and modify some of the pages, put some words in the pages in H1 or H2 on 2 of the pages, create 3 posts, and add some images to them. That's basically all assignment 1's going to be. Okay, so if you add some words to the pages, so just 2 of the pages need to have some words on them. And if you want to go in and play with some of these other blocks, you can browse all the blocks by going into the blocks. And when you're looking at the blocks, it brings up this little menu. But if you do browse all, it forces the menu over to the left side over here. And there's some patterns over here, and you can look at some of the patterns and see if there's anything that you like. So if I like this header and I want to see what headers they have, I could say, okay, that's what I want. No, that's not what I want. Or I want, oh, let's see. This is my home page. So I'm trying to find something that looks like a home page. There's about, events. Let's do featured. Okay, so the featured looks like this could be a nice, really fun front page. So I could select one of these that I think is going to look good. So this could be like different images. Like if I wanted a tiled gallery, I could do images here. So it gives me the option to make this fun and to start off with like a call to action. And so I could just use that as my home page. So go ahead, play with some of the patterns. You can change the media out after you put that in. So if I save that, close this, I could come in here and on this image, I could do replace and I could open the media library and I could grab my puppies here and make that my home page. Is that fun? You also will talk about images and adding images in one of our other classes and how to modify images and do that. But then I can also put in more content below this if I want by just adding another block. So if I wanted to put in another image or if I wanted to put in another pattern, I could pull up another pattern. Those intros are probably pretty good too. So the intros or the headers are really good. So, and you could play with those and just see what you want. That one's kind of fun. all the different blocks that you can play with. If you had a video, you could pull in a video. And again, we'll be playing more with the blocks next week, but just so that you guys have fun with these pages and these posts. And then just turn them in for the class. And again, I'm going to save that. So for your assignment 1, when you come in here to your assignment 1, I do say 2 pages and 3 posts. Don't worry about the Creative Commons images, because if you grab images and at least have 3 images, I'm going to be happy. And as long as you have the menu created. That's basically all I really want you guys to do for today's assignment. And I will give you all the points for today. So pretty easy. I don't expect you guys to work too hard and finish this out. But go ahead and work on that. Give me any questions you have. I'm going to try to email you before the end of class the information to sign on to cPanel. And if you have questions, please let me know. Okay, so I'm going to sit here and just let you guys work.